Hello, today is days 71 and 72 of my daily journal. Yesterday was Wednesday. I was scheduled to work from 9:30 to 5:30, like normal. And man, yesterday was a beating. So there were 6 orders timed out throughout the day, all going to the same place. And all of them were big orders. The smallest amount that I took on one of those trips was 13 large pizzas. That was the smallest amount that I took. Yeah, and it was, there was all of that going on. There was all of those deliveries throughout the day, and they were spaced out to where one would happen, and then about an hour later, another one would happen, and then an hour later, another one would happen. They were set in blocks of 3, 1 hour apart each. And the place it wasn't the furthest, but it wasn't like super close. And so essentially the way that it was basically like the order would be ready, it'd be made, and then I would go, I would drop it off, I would come back, and then the next order would be coming out. Like essentially I was going to and from, with no stop in between, essentially. And that was just those 6. Then there was some other orders throughout the day. It was a Wednesday, so there wasn't the most orders, but there were still some orders throughout the day. I got a couple of small ones. And then I also, on top of those orders, I needed to do, the prep list and everything. And yeah, I was taking all of those orders, like, it was something. The upside to it is that I made really, really good money. Honestly, if I didn't work for the rest of the week, I would be perfectly fine because I hit I'm in the ballpark of what around I usually make in a week. So honestly, I'm perfectly fine. And then this was also pay week, so I'm paycheck as well. But yeah, that was yesterday. Like I said, beating. Came home and my dad was making some steaks, so I had a steak for dinner, watched some TV, and then played some games on my phone, watched some YouTube, went to sleep. Yeah. So yeah, that was Wednesday, and then today, Thursday. I wasn't scheduled today, so I didn't need to. I didn't go into work. I wasn't scheduled. They didn't call. So I dropped off our brother and the neighbor's daughter, like I normally do. Then I came home and I just chilled for the day. Get my dog food and water, let him out for a little bit. Really just laid down for most of the day. I did do laundry. That's good. Yeah, my laundry's done. Yeah. Ate throughout the day. Had some sandwiches for lunch. Had a steak for dinner. I also ended up having some sandwiches a little bit ago because I was still hungry. So yeah. I also had a little bit of fried rice that my dad had gotten. He went to go get some Chinese food for him and my brother, and he left me a little bit of fried rice, so I had that as well. Yeah, like I said, I've just been laying here doing laundry and eating, and that's really it. Yeah. Games on my phone, YouTube videos, same stuff like normal. And that's really it. Picked up my brother from school. All the normal stuff that I do on my off days. Um, yeah. Tomorrow, Friday, I'm scheduled 9:30 to 5:30. We'll see how good the dinner rush is. If there even is like a rush before I leave, we will see, how the deliveries are throughout the day. But like I said, if I didn't work for the rest of the week, I would be fine because I made enough to where I'm in the ballpark of what I normally make. And so, yeah. Of course, I wouldn't get any hours. So I do still want to work because hours are pretty important. That's an extra, or that's it's a paycheck right there every 2 weeks, and it's an alright paycheck, at least for me in my current situation. But yeah, Saturday working 9:30 to 5:30 again. I'm working the rest of the weekend essentially, like I normally always do. One thing that has kind of been on my mind, or that not that it's been on my mind, but I thought of, is just that as of recently, I've really been thinking about where I'm gonna go from here. I've been thinking about essentially the future, my future at least. I've been, like I said a little bit ago, I am ready to date someone if that by some chance happens. I'm not, right now I'm not actively trying to pursue anybody or anything, just because this is my situation. I'm a sick 21-year-old living with their parents, or with my father and my brother. I don't have a place of my own. I don't have a place of my own. I have a vehicle. But other than that, I don't have anything else. I have my interest in my personality. Can't get rid of that. My looks could be better, not in the sense of I could look better, because that's not really something I think about. Like, yeah, there are some better looking people, but I got what I got. I mean, more so in terms of like skin could be clearer, maybe the beard could be a little bit more, maybe a little bit more kempt, and things like that. A haircut, I need to go get a haircut again, have it, lined up and everything. My wardrobe is not the best wardrobe. I do what I can with it, but it is what it is. That's what I mean in terms of my looks could be a little bit better. What I have could be a little bit better. Physique wise, I'm not as skinny as I was before, which is a good thing. I have put on some weight. But the weight's all in the belly. My physique isn't, it's not like the best looking physique, which for right now, that's not really an issue. I'm more so worried about putting on weight. But, I do, at some point whenever I can, I do want to put some time and effort into my physique. You know, I don't gotta be the most shredded or ripped person, but I would like to be a little bit more fit. But yeah, I mean, that's why right now I'm not. Even if I do see someone that catches my eye or something, I'm not gonna actively pursue it. Just because this is my situation. I'm not exactly the greatest catch in the world. Not the worst catch, but definitely not the greatest. And I feel like if I were to actually go out and pursue somebody, I would prefer for myself to be in a better position than I currently am. Just a personal preference thing. Yeah, it's I don't know. It feels kind of weird that this is what I'm offering. I'm not I'm not in college. I'm not at university. I'm no longer in school. You know, so that excuse can't really be used. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, like I said, I've just been thinking about where I'm gonna go from here, what I'm kind of what I want to do, and you know, like my hobbies and everything. I wanna go, you know, go buy a violin. I haven't played in a couple years, and I do miss it. And you know, always nice to have, and just be able at some point, whenever I want, just pick up and play one. You know, I wanna actually go through and learn guitar. The guitar's been sitting there for a while, and I haven't touched it in a decently long time. And I actually do wanna learn it properly, or at least to a substantial level to where I'm happy. But yeah, that's those are just kind of the thoughts that are running through my mind right now. So yeah, that's everything. Thank you for watching, anybody that watches. Thank you for commenting, anybody that comments. I do read them, I do appreciate them, and I do hope that everybody did have a good day today. And if you didn't, I hope that the next couple of days are better for you. And till my video Saturday, that's everything. So, till then, see ya.